Welcome to the second episode of a Smart Brain Insight podcast. Today, I will continue the conversation with the CEO of Neuro-Link company in South Africa and my partner, Dr. André Vermeulen. And good morning, good afternoon, or wherever you are in the world today, André. How are you doing?
Good morning, Edith. I'm doing very well. Always better when I see you.
Fantastic. Well, we want to continue the conversation on this episode, which is episode number 2. And this time we want to talk about where we left the conversation on first episode. If whoever missed it, go back and listen to episode 1 because it was very juicy. Today we're going to be talking a little bit more about brain fitness and how I can work with my brain and optimize that beautiful machine that God gave us. We know that there's several things that can help us optimize our performance when it comes to the brain. For example, we have the brain fitness, and we will explain what that is in a minute. We have the stress hygiene, we have movement, we have sleep, mindset, and brain food. Today, I would like to focus on the first 3 with you, starting with the brain fitness, what it is, and how it's really going to help our brain to perform better. Could you take that and roll with it, Mr. Andre Vermeulen?
Absolutely. Brain fitness is a word that is used by many people, but sometimes just for the sake of it being a funky word and something like that. But if you want to look more scientifically, there's a framework for brain fitness. Brain fitness means to transmit the electrochemical messages from one brain cell to another at optimum level with ease and speed. So if that is then the scientific approach towards this concept, we need to look at some drivers that impact the ease and speed with which your brain thinks, learns, and processes information. And that is how we have derived to the drivers that you have just mentioned now. Now, the first driver is called brain agility. And brain agility literally means there's flexibility between all the various parts of your brain, meaning with that, the different hemispheres, the expressive and receptive centers, the emotional and rational thinking centers, your survival centers, and so forth. In other words, your brain is really functioning at optimum level, and the communication between all these various brain regions are also at optimum level. Now, brain agility, perhaps the first thing that I would like the viewers and the listeners to do with me is to just follow this example. What I'd like you to do there where you are, clap your hand, cross your hands, touch your nose and your ear, and then come back, clap your hand and switch over to the other side, again touching your nose and your ear. So I would like you to just do this activity with me as I am illustrating now. Clap, cross, and touch the other side. Switch over between the different sides. Now the question is, why don't I ask you to do that? Simply to experience that for a moment, to do a simple movement activity like this. Actually, most people listening to us today and viewing this podcast had to think before they had to do it and had to, for a moment, figure out what exactly is it that I must do. And that is exactly what brain agility is. When you can do these types of activities without hesitation, without thinking, it means the various areas of your brain are talking to each other fast and easy. Now remember, we are not born brain agile. We have to develop brain agility. For instance, the left side of your brain controls the right side of the body. Your right brain hemisphere controls the left side of the body. And when you do this activity that I illustrate to you here now, it is literally challenging you to use both hemispheres of your brain. And here's the key word, simultaneously. And when we can do that, then your brain is agile. So brain agility is that driver that enables the various brain regions to be connected with each other and to easily communicate with each other so that we can think and process information fast and easy. That is brain agility. Then the next one that we often speak also is about your brain's ability to cope with stress. Stress is one of our greatest enemies, and for sure, your brain's greatest enemy. And stress means to lose control. Now, to lose control means we start losing control over certain brain regions. And the bottom line here is everything in your brain is always about chemicals. Your brain works electrochemically, which means electrical messages are transmitted from one cell to another, but between these cells, there are chemicals.